Stella never expected to become the center of attention among the stars. She worked as a technician on the small Earth vessel Horizon, traveling through unexplored space. Her job consisted of fixing things and keeping systems running. Nothing glamorous then. The massive Xerillian ship appeared on their sensors. The Horizon crew froze as the alien vessel dwarfed their own. The captain ordered communication channels open, expecting the worst. The screens flickered to life, revealing tall, blue humanoid figures. With elongated features, their eyes shimmered like liquid silver. The lead alien spoke in perfect English. Her name was Narissa, heir to the Xerillian Empire. She requested permission to board, claiming peaceful intentions. After tense discussion, the captain agreed. Stella watched from engineering as Narissa and her entourage entered. The alien princess stood nearly 7 feet tall, her skin glowing with subtle bioluminescence. Her movements were graceful despite her height. She wore elaborate robes adorned with unknown gems. The captain gave Narissa a tour while Stella continued working. When they reached engineering, Stella barely glanced up, focused on repairing a faulty panel. She nodded briefly, then returned to her task. Later, Stella heard someone enter the room. She assumed it was another crew member until a melodic voice spoke. "You ignored me, human." Why, Stella turned, finding Narissa standing alone, her silver eyes fixed on her. Stella swallowed nervously. No one ignores Xerillian royalty, especially not their princess. "I was working, Your Highness," Stella replied. "Simply doing my job." Narissa stepped closer, examining Stella with curious intensity. All other humans stared, gawked, bowed. Some even trembled. "But you acted as if my presence meant nothing." Stella shrugged. "I meant no disrespect. I just take my responsibilities seriously." The princess circled Stella. "What is your name?" "Stella Bradford, technician. 2nd class." Narissa smiled, revealing pearly teeth with subtle points. "Your species fascinates me, Stella Bradford. You are physically weaker than most spacefaring races, yet you explore dangerous regions with primitive technology. Your bravery borders on foolishness." Stella stood straighter. "We make up for physical limitations with determination and creativity." "Precisely," Narissa nodded. "And you personally embody this quality. The way you focus without distraction." Before Stella could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. The intercom crackled with the captain's voice. "All personnel, to emergency stations, unidentified vessels approaching." Narissa frowned. "Those are not my people." The ship rocked violently as something struck it. Stella grabbed a console to steady herself. The lights flickered. "We need to get you to safety," Stella told. "Narissa, follow me." They hurried through corridors as crew members rushed past. The captain called over comms. "The attackers are Dravix raiders. They target ships for technology and resources." Stella led Narissa toward the escape pods. But another explosion sent them tumbling. A support beam crashed down, blocking their path. Stella cursed as smoke filled the corridor. "We need another route." She coughed. Narissa touched Stella's arm. "My guards will be searching for me." The ship shuddered again. Systems failing throughout. More explosions rocked the vessel. Stella realized the Horizon might not survive. She made a decision. This way, she pulled Narissa into a maintenance tunnel. They crawled through narrow passages as the ship continued taking damage. They emerged near auxiliary control. Stella accessed a terminal, bringing up ship schematics. The main systems were failing, but she noticed something. The raiders had attached boarding tubes to specific points. "They want something specific," Stella muttered. "Not just random salvage." Narissa leaned close, examining the screen. "Those sections contain your quantum drive components. The Dravix collect advanced propulsion technology." Stella nodded. "Then we should make it worthless to them." She began typing rapidly, accessing engineering controls. The captain called again, ordering all remaining personnel to evacuate. Stella ignored the order, working frantically. Her fingers flew over the console as she rerouted power connections. The ship groaned around them. "What are you doing?" Narissa asked. "Creating a feedback loop," Stella explained without stopping. If they try removing the drive components, it will trigger a localized energy surge, not enough to destroy the ship, but enough to fry what they want to steal. Narissa watched with growing admiration. You would sacrifice yourself to deny them their prize. Stella shook her head. No sacrifice needed. She pointed to a small maintenance craft docked nearby. We can use that. It's small enough to avoid detection during the chaos. They hurried to the craft as more explosions rocked the ship. Stella opened the hatch, helping Narissa inside. The small vehicle had barely enough room for both of them. Stella powered up the engines, disconnecting from the dying horizon. They slipped away as the raiders focused on boarding the larger vessel. From their position, they watched as small explosions erupted from the horizon, exactly where the quantum drive components were housed. The raiders retreated hastily, their prize destroyed. Narissa touched Stella's shoulder. You saved me and denied them their objective. Your courage is remarkable. Stella shrugged. Just doing my job. Your Highness. Their small craft drifted until Narissa's ship located them. The Xerillian vessel easily destroyed. The remaining raiders before retrieving Stella and their princess. Aboard the massive alien ship, Stella felt overwhelmed. The ceiling soared 30 feet high. Everything designed for beings much larger than humans. The crew regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. Narissa led Stella to her private chambers, a vast room filled with strange plants and artwork. This human saved my life, the princess announced to her guards. She showed remarkable courage and intelligence. Treat her as my honored guest. Stella woke in quarters larger than her entire apartment back on Earth. The bed designed for a Xerillian had been modified with human proportions in mind. She explored the space, finding clothes her size and even food compatible with human digestion. Soft chime indicated someone at the door. Stella called out and a Xerillian entered. Not Narissa, but another female with darker blue skin. I'm Vela. The alien introduced herself. I serve Princess Narissa. She requests your presence when you are ready. Stella, dressed quickly in the provided outfit. A simple tunic and pants following Vela through winding corridors. The Xerillian ship called the Astral Spear was a marvel of engineering. Unlike human vessels with utilitarian designs every surface aboard, the alien craft featured elegant curves and embedded technology that seemed alive. They arrived at a vast chamber where several Xerillians gathered around a circular table. Narissa sat at its head. She smiled when Stella entered, gesturing to an empty seat specially built for human proportions. Join us, Stella Bradford. The princess spoke formally. The council wishes to hear of your encounter with the Dravik Stella. Hesitated, then took her seat, feeling small among the towering aliens. She recounted the attack, how she recognized the raiders' targeted pattern and her solution to destroy what they sought. One counselor, a male with elaborate markings on his face, leaned forward. How did you know the energy feedback would work? Your species has limited experience with quantum technology. Stella met his gaze. I didn't know for certain, but the principles remain consistent across technologies. Energy always follows predictable patterns when redirected. Another counselor scoffed. Luck, not skill. Narissa raised her hand, silencing him. The human demonstrated quick thinking under pressure. Something your warriors could learn from Garen. The male named Garen narrowed his silver eyes. We do not need lessons from primitive species. Stella kept her expression neutral. I meant no offense. Your technology is centuries beyond ours, but sometimes fresh perspectives see solutions. Others miss. Garen seemed ready to argue, but Narissa interrupted our scout's report. The Dravik's fleet retreating from this sector, the human strategy proved effective regardless of your opinion. The meeting continued with discussions of star charts and territorial boundaries. Stella listened carefully, realizing the Xerillians were mapping potential human expansion paths. They seemed concerned about Earth vessels entering certain regions. When the council adjourned, Narissa asked Stella to remain. The princess dismissed the others, waiting until they were alone. Garen fears humans, she explained once they had privacy. Not because you threaten us physically, but because your species adapts quickly. You solve problems in unexpected ways. Most races follow predictable patterns. Humans do not. Stella considered this. Is that why you're interested in me? Because I surprised you. Narissa moved closer, her height imposing even seated yes. But more than that, you showed resourcefulness and courage, qualities my people respect. And you treated me as a person, not merely a royal figure. The princess proposed an exchange of knowledge. Stella would learn Xyrillian technology and culture, while sharing human perspectives and creativity. I believe our species could benefit from alliance, Narissa said. But first we must understand each other. Will you help me? Stella agreed, though. Privately, she wondered if she was being used as a research subject or genuinely valued as a cultural ambassador. Over the following days, Stella explored the astral sphere, learning about Xyrillian society. They were a matriarchal species with females holding most leadership positions. Males served primarily as warriors, scientists, and artists. Their civilization spanned dozens of star systems connected by quantum tunnels, allowing near instantaneous travel. Narissa personally taught Stella their language. The alien princess proved a patient instructor, though sometimes she seemed amused by human limitations. Your vocal structures cannot produce certain sounds, Narissa observed as Stella struggled with a particularly difficult word. But you compensate. Cleverly, they developed a friendship despite their differences. Stella found Narissa intellectually curious and surprisingly humble, despite her royal status. The princess explained that Xyrillian rulers served their people, not the reverse power. Came with responsibility, not privilege. One evening, as they shared a meal, Narissa revealed more about the Draviks. Those raiders you encountered represent a growing threat. Their species strips resources from inhabited worlds, leaving destruction behind. They particularly value rare technologies. Stella frowned. Why don't the Xyrillians stop them? Your ships outmatch theirs, Narissa sighed. The galaxy is vast. Our forces cannot protect everywhere, and the Draviks adapt quickly, stealing technology to improve their own. They recently acquired cloaking devices, making them harder to track. The princess studied Stella with those unsettling silver eyes. Humanity will face them eventually. Your world's resources and your unique approach to technology will attract them. A warning prickled along Stella's spine. Was Narissa suggesting Earth was in danger? Before she could ask, Vela entered with urgent news. A human distress signal detected nearby. A small vessel under attack. Narissa immediately ordered a course change. Stella followed her to the command center, where viewscreens showed a familiar sight. Another Earth ship similar to the Horizon, surrounded by Draviks raiders. It's the Meridian. Stella recognized the vessel profile. Another exploration ship, without hesitation. Narissa ordered weapons ready. The astral spear moved with surprising speed for its size. Within minutes, they engaged the raiders. Their superior firepower quickly scattered the smaller ships. Narissa ordered communication channels open. A human face appeared on screen. The Meridian's captain looked shocked to see a human woman standing beside an alien princess. This is Captain Heather Whitley of Earth Vessel. Meridian, she introduced herself. We thank you for your assistance. Narissa nodded. We detected your distress call, Captain. The Draviks are persistent. They may return with reinforcements. We offer escort to safer space. The human captain hesitated, clearly suspicious of the alien intentions. Stella stepped forward. Captain Whitley. Stella Bradford, former technician aboard the Horizon. These Xyrillians saved me when our ship was attacked. They mean no harm. Recognition dawned on Whitley's face. The Horizon was reported lost with all hands. Not quite all hands. Stella replied with a small smile. Arrangements were made for Stella to visit the Meridian. She boarded with Vela as escort, finding the familiar human environment both comforting and strangely confining. After the vast Xyrillian ship, Captain Whitley greeted them warmly, though her crew kept nervous distance from Vela. The captain led them to her ready room. We received orders to search for Horizon survivors. She explained. I never expected we'd be rescued by aliens in the process. Stella learned the Meridian had been dispatched specifically to investigate the Horizon's disappearance. Earth authorities suspected piracy, but had no evidence of the Draviks. Captain Whitley shared information about Earth's current situation, tensions with Mars colonies increasing, resources stretched thin. You picked an interesting time to go missing. Whitley remarked, the brass will have questions about your alien friends. The Xerillians saved my life. Stella defended, and they want peaceful contact. Whitley looked skeptical. Powerful aliens suddenly interested in humans usually has strings attached. Stella couldn't entirely disagree. The captain had valid concerns. When Stella and Vela returned to the astral sphere, Narissa awaited their report. Your captain seems cautious, the princess observed. Humans have reason to be, Stella admitted. We have stories about powerful civilizations conquering less advanced ones. History gives us perspective. Narissa considered this perspective. We have no interest in conquest. Earth offers resources easily found elsewhere. What interests us is human adaptability. Your species solves problems differently, approaches challenges with unusual methods. That night Stella couldn't sleep. Her mind wrestled with divided loyalties. She owed Narissa her life, yet wondered about the princess' true motives. Were humans merely an interesting experiment to the Xerillians? She wandered the corridors, eventually finding herself in an observation lounge. Stars stretched endlessly before her. The meridian followed nearby, its lights tiny against the void. Garen entered his towering presence, immediately putting Stella on alert. The male Xerillian rarely spoke to her directly, preferring to pretend she didn't exist, contemplating escape. Human, he asked, his voice deeper than the female's. Admiring the view, Stella replied carefully. He moved beside her. The princess favors you. This creates complications. What complications? Garen turned those unnerving silver eyes toward her. Some believe humans are too unpredictable for alliance, too dangerous in their creativity. Others fear your rapid technological advancement. If humans acquired our technology, they might someday challenge us. Stella frowned. We're centuries behind you for now, he made, a gesture like a shrug. But your species moves quickly from primitive flight to space travel in mere decades. Other races required centuries for similar advancements, that a compliment or a warning. Stella asked both, he admitted. Narissa believes your kind could become valuable allies. I remain unconvinced. Stella considered challenging him but recognized an opportunity instead. If you have specific concerns, I would hear them. Perhaps I can address them. Garen seemed surprised by her response. He hesitated, then spoke more openly. Xerillians value stability, predictability. We plan in centuries. You humans barely think beyond your short lifespans. Your decisions often seem random, emotional. Your governments change leadership constantly. How can we trust agreements with such a chaotic species? His concerns made sense from an alien perspective. Stella thought carefully about her answer. Adaptability requires some chaos. Garen, rigid thinking leads to stagnation. Humans change quickly because we must. Our physical limitations force innovation. Our short lives create urgency. Yes, we sometimes act emotionally, but that passion drives our greatest achievements. The male studied her. And your greatest atrocities. Stella nodded, acknowledging the point. We're not perfect, but we're learning. Our history teaches us caution while our nature pushes exploration. Those opposing forces create balance. Garen made a sound almost like laughter. You speak like a philosopher, not a technician. I'm just a person, trying to understand, Stella replied. But understanding requires exchange. Tell me about Xerillian history. Your mistakes. Your triumphs. Surprisingly, he did. They talked for hours. Garen describing ancient Xerillian wars, technological revolutions, cultural shifts. Stella listening, offering comparisons to human experiences. Despite their differences, they found common ground in curiosity. When Narissa found them at dawn, she seemed astonished. Garen, my fiercest critic, conversing with a human. The universe holds endless surprises. The male straightened. Perhaps this human has some wisdom worth considering. He conceded before departing. Narissa watched him leave. You accomplished what I could not. Stella Bradford. You made Garen question his assumptions. Just listened, Stella said, and shared honestly. The princess smiled. That honesty is rare and valuable. Later that day, Narissa announced they would escort the Meridian to Earth. She wished to establish formal contact with human leadership. Stella would serve as intermediary. Captain Whitley agreed, though not without reservations. Earth authorities needed warning about first contact. Stella helped draft messages explaining the Xyrillians' peaceful intentions. As they approached, the solar system tension grew among both crews. Humans had never encountered advanced aliens before. How would Earth react? Narissa seemed concerned too. The Council disapproved of my decision, she admitted to Stella. Some believe revealing ourselves to humanity is premature. Why do it then? Stella asked. The princess studied the growing blue dot on the view screen. That was Earth. Because the Dravik's threat grows, they will find your world eventually divided. Our peoples are vulnerable. Together, we might withstand them. Stella sensed. There was more. Narissa rarely acted from purely practical motives. The princess smiled slightly, reading her thoughts. And because I believe in connections between different minds, the sharing of perspective enriches both. The Xyrillian Empire has grown complacent. We need the fresh viewpoint. Your kind offers. Earth authorities responded to their approach with predictable alarm. Military vessels mobilized, defensive systems activated. Narissa remained calm, ordering her ship to maintain distance, and weapons powered down. Stella stood beside the princess as they opened communication channels. Earth officials appeared on screen, their expressions mixture of awe, suspicion, and fear. I am Princess Narissa, heir to the Xyrillian Empire, she introduced herself. We come in peace, seeking alliance. The officials bombarded them with questions. Stella helped translate Xyrillian concepts into human terms, explaining their technology, hierarchy, and intentions. Captain Whitley confirmed the Xyrillians had rescued the Meridian, lending credibility. After hours of negotiation, Earth agreed to formal meetings. Representatives would board the astral spear, while Narissa would later visit Earth with Stella as translator and cultural guide. Both sides hoped to avoid misunderstandings. That evening, Stella found Narissa in the observation lounge watching Earth. The princess seemed lost in thought. Nervous, Stella asked. Narissa turned. Her expression was unreadable by human standards, but Stella had learned to interpret subtle changes in the alien features. I wonder if my ancestors felt this way when first encountering other species. Narissa said, the weight of responsibility. Knowing your decisions might affect generations to come. Stella stood beside her. A good leader feels that weight. The princess touched Stella's shoulder lightly. I am fortunate to have you guiding me through human complexities. Your insight proves valuable beyond measure. Stella felt warmth at the compliment, but also uncertainty. The Xyrillians' technological advantages could dramatically change human development for better or worse, and humans' unpredictability might threaten Xyrillian stability. Both species took risks with this meeting. Tomorrow changes everything. Stella, said Narissa, nodded for both our worlds. Earth sent a delegation of 12 representatives aboard shuttles from various nations. The Xyrillians prepared a vast meeting chamber. Stella helped arrange accommodations suitable for humans, explaining cultural norms and diplomatic protocols to Narissa. The Earth delegates arrived visibly nervous despite preparations. Most had never left their planet before. Encountering aliens aboard a massive starship overwhelmed them. Stella recognized their awestruck expressions, having felt similarly. Her first days aboard, Narissa greeted them formally, wearing elaborate ceremonial attire that emphasized her height and regal bearing. She spoke through translators, though she understood English perfectly, a strategic choice to maintain certain advantages. The human representatives included politicians, scientists, and military officers. They asked endless questions, some intelligent, others revealing their ignorance of cosmic realities. Stella observed the interactions, noting which humans adapted quickly and which remained rigid with fear. A scientist named Kate Porter particularly impressed Narissa. The woman asked incisive questions about Xyrillian technology, focusing on practical applications rather than weapons potential. Stella introduced them, properly, later watching as they engaged in detailed discussions despite language barriers. Military representatives proved most suspicious. General Linda Morgan repeatedly questioned Xerilian territorial interests near Earth. Her concerns, legitimate, from security perspective, created tension. Narissa answered patiently, explaining Xerilian policy of non-interference with developing worlds. "We have observed Earth for centuries," the princess revealed. "We maintain distance, allowing natural cultural evolution." This admission startled everyone, Stella included. "You've been watching us." General Morgan demanded, her posture stiffening. Narissa nodded. "We monitor all potentially spacefaring species. Standard protocol, not surveillance. Your television broadcasts particularly interested our researchers." The general seemed ready to object, but Kate interrupted. "How much of our development have you influenced?" "None," Narissa stated firmly. "Observation without interference. The true measure of a species comes from their independent choices." Discussions continued for days, Stella constantly mediating, explaining human reactions to Narissa, and clarifying Xerilian concepts for the delegates. She worked exhaustively, translating not just words, but cultural context. One evening, as Stella rested in her quarters, Vela arrived. "Princess Narissa requests your presence. Urgent matters." Stella found Narissa with Garen and other counselors viewing tactical displays, their expressions grave. "Dravik's fleet movements," the princess explained without preamble. "They approach Earth system." The displays showed dozens of ships moving purposefully toward solar system borders. Their formation suggested coordinated attack, not random raiding. "How did they find Earth so quickly?" Stella asked. Alarmed, Garen answered. "They likely tracked the Meridian A beacon perhaps, or quantum resonance from their previous attack." Narissa turned to Stella. "The Earth delegates must be informed. Their planet has minimal defenses against this threat." Stella nodded. Feeling cold dread, Earth barely managed unity among its own nations. Facing alien invasion would create panic, possibly violent reaction. They summoned the delegates, explaining the situation. General Morgan immediately suspected Xerilian involvement. "Convenient timing," she accused. "These raiders appeared just as you offer protection." Narissa remained calm. "Your suspicion is logical, General. But consider, if we planned conquest, we would not need such elaborate deception. Our technology far exceeds yours." Kate Porter intervened, reviewing the tactical data. "General," she said, "these ship configurations match what destroyed the Horizon. Different design from Xerilian vessels." The delegates argued among themselves, some advocating immediate return to Earth, others believing Xerilian protection their only option. Stella watched, noting how crisis revealed true characters. Narissa finally raised her hand, silencing them. "We offer 3 options. First, we escort your delegates home, providing defensive technology specifications. Earth prepares while we intercept the Dravik's fleet. Second, you remain here as we defend Earth, demonstrating our alliance. Third, we transport you to safety elsewhere, abandoning Earth to its fate. The choice belongs to humanity." Her bluntness shocked them. General Morgan recovered first. "We need to consult our governments. Time is limited," Narissa warned. The Dravik's approached rapidly. The delegates withdrew to private chambers for emergency communications. Stella remained with Narissa. "Do you trust us?" now the princess asked quietly. Stella considered carefully. "The Dravik's threat seems genuine. Your offer gives humans choice rather than imposing protection. That suggests honesty." Narissa nodded. "I value your insight. The council debated deceiving your leaders, claiming greater danger to ensure compliance. I refused. Truth builds stronger alliances than manipulation." After hours of discussion, the delegates returned. Their decision: immediate return to Earth with Xerilian technical advisors. Earth would prepare defenses while Xerilian vessels engaged the Dravik's at system edge. Narissa assigned Vela and 3 technical specialists to accompany the humans. She requested Stella remain aboard the Astral Spear. "I need your perspective during battle strategy," she explained. "Your understanding of both species provides unique insight." Stella agreed, though part of her wished to return home. She worried about her family friends on Earth facing potential invasion. The delegates departed with promises of continued communication. As their shuttles returned to Earth, Narissa ordered the astral spear toward the system edge where they would intercept the approaching Dravix. Garen commanded defense preparations. The massive vessel hummed with activity, as weapons systems activated shield generators powered to maximum. Warriors took positions throughout the ship, each standing nearly 7 feet tall, their blue skin covered with battle armor. Stella observed from the command center, feeling small among these giant aliens preparing for war. Yet Narissa consistently sought her input, asking how humans might approach tactical problems. The princess valued Stella's different perspective. As they approached, the Dravix fleet sensors detected unusual energy patterns. Stella studied the readings, noticing inconsistencies. Something's wrong, she told Narissa. These energy signatures don't match typical propulsion systems. Garen examined the data. She's right. The patterns suggest weapons charging, not simple raiders. These vessels carry destructive capacity beyond previous encounters. Narissa frowned. The Dravix evolve quickly, stealing technology from conquered worlds. Stella felt growing unease. These readings resemble experimental Earth weapons, designs theoretical physics our scientists explored but never implemented. The command center fell silent. Narissa and Garen exchanged glances. How would Dravix access Earth weapons designs? Narissa asked. Stella considered. They attacked 2 Earth vessels, Horizon and Meridian. Perhaps they downloaded data before being driven off, or Garen suggested, someone provided information directly. Suspicion filled the chamber. Stella realized the implications. Was there a traitor among humans or Xyrillians? Narissa made a decision. We proceed with caution. Assume the Dravix possess knowledge of both our technologies, adapt strategies accordingly. The astral spear moved to intercept positioning between Earth and the approaching threat. 3 additional Xyrillian vessels arrived, responding to Narissa's call, joining defensive formation. The Dravix fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel, dozens of ships varying sizes. Their design resembled insectoid structures, metallic carapaces bristling with weapon emplacements. Unlike previous encounters, these vessels moved with disciplined precision. Narissa opened communication channels, broadcasting peace offerings in multiple languages. The response came immediately. Not in words, but weapons fire. The Dravix attacked, without warning, without negotiation. The battle erupted across space. Xyrillian vessels vastly outmatched individual Dravix ships, but the raiders outnumbered them significantly. Energy beams sliced through vacuum shield systems, flared under impact. Stella watched in horror as one Xyrillian support vessel succumbed to concentrated fire, its shields failing under sustained attack. The ship exploded, brilliant light illuminating the battlefield. The astral spear shuddered as multiple impacts struck shields. Garen reported damage to peripheral systems. Nothing critical yet, but concerning the Dravix coordinated attacks with unexpected efficiency, targeting specific vulnerabilities. The battle raged for hours. Stella remained in the command center, offering insights as Narissa and Garen coordinated defense. The Xyrillians fought with precision and power, but the Dravix demonstrated unusual adaptability, constantly shifting tactics. Something isn't right, Stella murmured, studying attack patterns. The Dravix seemed to anticipate Xyrillian maneuvers almost before they happened. Her suspicions grew watching one particular Dravix vessel. It maintained distance from direct combat, instead transmitting signals to other raiders. Narissa, that ship Stella pointed, its coordinating their movements, possibly gathering tactical data. We should prioritize it. The princess considered, then nodded to Garen. Target the command vessel. The astral spear redirected, weapons fire focusing massive energy beams on the distant ship. Its shields flared, struggling under assault. Sudden inspiration struck Stella. She remembered her solution aboard the Horizon. Could they create similar feedback against Dravix shields? Narissa, she said urgently. Your quantum weapons, they generate resonance fields, correct? The princess nodded. Why if we modulate the frequencies? Stella explained quickly, targeting shield harmonics rather than the shields themselves. We could create cascading. Failure. Energy turned against itself. Garen looked skeptical. Complex targeting requires precise calculations. Stella moved to a nearby console. Let me try. The ship's systems recognized her permissions granted by Narissa. She accessed weapons controls, analyzing energy patterns. She identified resonance possibilities between Xyrillian weapons and Dravik shields. Try this frequency modulation pattern. She suggested transferring data to Garen's station. The weapons officer implemented changes. The next, barrage struck the command vessel differently. Instead of flaring against shields, the energy seemed to penetrate partially. Then amplify shield generators overloaded, creating chain reaction throughout the ship. The vessel exploded spectacularly, immediately. Dravik's coordination faltered. Their formation broke ships moving erratically. Some continued attacking while others retreated. Without central command, they lost tactical advantage. Implement Stellus modulation across all weapons. Narissa ordered the B. Remaining battle shifted dramatically. Xyrillian vessels gained overwhelming advantage. The Draviks retreated, those capable of faster-than-light travel, escaping while damaged ships fought desperately to the end days. Combat subsided, Narissa ordered. Recovery operations. Damaged Xyrillian vessels received assistance debris collected for analysis. Stella watched the cleanup, feeling mixture of relief and sorrow. Lives lost on both sides. Violence across the stars reminded her how fragile existence remained despite advanced technology. Narissa approached, resting her hand on Stella's shoulder. Your insight turned the tide. Once again, you saw solution where others did not. Stella nodded tiredly. I just applied principles we discovered on the horizon. Feedback loops work similarly regardless of technology scale. The princess studied her. This victory carries implications. The Draviks will return better prepared next time. And they specifically targeted Earth, a developing world normally beneath there. Notice why information obtained from captured Dravik's data cores revealed disturbing facts. The raiders had indeed acquired Earth weapons, designs, theoretical technologies humanity had barely begun exploring. Somehow this information motivated their attack. Narissa convened emergency council meeting, Stella attending as advisor. The discussion centered on information security and Earth protection. We cannot leave humans defenseless, Narissa argued. They require protection, yet must develop naturally. Without dependence, Garen surprisingly supported her. The human Stella proved valuable in battle. Her perspective saved lives. Perhaps other humans offer similar benefits. An alliance serves mutual interests. The council debated various options finally, agreeing Earth would receive limited defensive technology with Xyrillian advisors teaching implementation. Basic shield systems and early warning networks. Nothing that would dramatically alter human development trajectory. Communications from Earth reported panicked reactions to the distant battle visible as flashes in night sky. Government leaders struggled maintaining order while preparing populations for possible alien contact. General Morgan coordinated global defense preparations while Kate Porter led scientific teams studying Xyrillian technology specifications. Stella received messages from both. Kate requested her continued assistance translating alien concepts, while Morgan expressed suspicion about Stella's loyalty. Do you serve Earth or these aliens now? The general asked bluntly. Stella replied carefully. I serve understanding general, building bridges between our species benefits. Everyone, the Xyrillians could have conquered Earth easily. Instead they defend us, offer limited technology respecting our development path. That deserves cooperation, not suspicion. Morgan remained unconvinced but practical enough to utilize Stella's position. 3 days after the battle, Narissa invited Stella to her private chambers. The princess appeared troubled. We identified the source of Earth's weapons designs, she said. The Draviks accessed research from your planetary defense networks. Someone provided access codes. Stella frowned. Who would give Dravik such information? Narissa met her gaze. Evidence suggests multiple sources. Some human, some possibly Xyrillian factions seeking destabilization, chaos, opportunity within conflict. Ancient pattern repeated across civilizations. Stella felt cold realization. This battle represented something larger. Competing interests using Earth and Xyrillian relations as catalyst for change. What happens now? She asked, Narissa moved to viewing portal stars streaming beyond. The Council has granted me authority to establish permanent embassy on Earth. Diplomatic mission. Cultural exchange. Limited technology transfer. I will lead personally. The princess turned facing Stella directly. I request you continue as my advisor. Cultural interpreter bridge between our worlds. Will you accept? The offer presented, both opportunity and burden. Stella would occupy a unique position between species, helping shape their relationship. History pivotal moment with her unlikely center. I accept, Stella said, but Earth authorities may question my objectivity. Narissa smiled. Slightly, Earth authorities already requested you specifically. General Morgan believes you can be trusted to protect human interests, while Kate Porter values your technical understanding. Both powerful advocates, Stella laughed. Despite appearances, they agree on something. Final preparations began for Earth mission. Narissa selected her diplomatic team, carefully balancing technical experts, cultural researchers, and security personnel. Stella helped develop protocols for human interaction, explaining customs that might confuse Xyrillian's Earth, designating meeting location, isolated coastal facility, remote enough for security, accessible enough for representatives, temporary living quarters constructed accommodating Xyrillian physiology. Various nations sending delegates, scientific team, security forces carefully balanced, representing global interests. The night before departure, Stella found herself again in observation lounge, watching distant Earth growing closer. Garen joined her, his massive presence now familiar, almost comforting. You changed everything, human, he said without preamble. Stella glanced up. One person rarely changes history. The Xyrillian made gesture indicating disagreement. Small actions catalyst for larger movements. Your focus aboard engineering, ignoring royal presence, led to friendship. That friendship saved your vessel. Prevented technology theft. Later saved Meridian crew. Brought first contact. Finally defended Earth against Dravik's chain reactions following. Singular moment. Stella considered his perspective. Perhaps you're right, still seems accidental, not planned. Garen responded. Important events rarely planned. Universe follows strange patterns, connections. Meaningful coincidence, some philosophers call. Tomorrow we meet your leaders, he continued. Our people's futures intertwine permanently. Whatever happens, remember your role. Essential connection point. Understanding translator, not just words but perspectives. Stella nodded, feeling weight of responsibility. Also, excitement, possibility. Hope, perhaps naive, that different species might learn from each other, grow together, rather than repeat cycles of conflict, exploitation, fear. When Stella returned to her quarters, message waited from Kate Porter, Earth. Scientists prepared endless questions, technological inquiries, cultural explorations. Another from General Morgan, security briefing protocols, cautions. Another from Narissa, final meeting adjustments. Stella smiled, surrounded by communications bridge. Between worlds, exactly where she belonged. Next morning, Stella joined Narissa aboard shuttle descending toward Earth. Surface details emerged: coastlines, mountains, cities, evidence of human civilization spreading across planet. Beautiful, vulnerable, precious. Narissa watched through viewport expression. Solemn, momentous occasion, first official Xyrillian visit to Earth. Beginning new chapter, galactic relations. Ready? Stella asked. The princess turned, silver eyes reflecting Earth's blue glow. Always ready for new understanding, new connections, new possibilities. Their shuttle continued descent, carrying future possibilities toward uncertain welcome. Below, Earth waited, humanity prepared for universe. Larger, stranger, more wonderful than previously. Imagined first contact, official alliance, beginning rather than end story. Continuing beyond expectations, beyond horizons, toward stars.